control budget. Anybody have that in front of them? Chris has been our point person on the animal control business, and he can probably, in just a few minutes here, give us what we need to know about that, because I'm assuming that you, Tom, you don't have this in front of you, do you?
I have my email open and I'm
Okay. All right. So why don't you go ahead and just let everybody know what that's.
It's budget season, so the animal control budget was being put together. It came in much higher than anyone involved would have liked. They went back and looked to see if there was anywhere they could cut out. And it was not a lot. So what's been presented is 3 tiers. One, the initial budget at $271,000. Tier 2 at 261, and Tier 3 at 252. Brimfield is about 11% of that, so we range between 28,000 and 30,000 for our component, up from 24,454 last year. Friday, the Milltown agreement will be meeting to decide on the budget, so the board just needs to make a recommendation.
A recommendation
for which of the tiers to support. The only real difference between the 3 is the number of hours available for per diem ACOs.
Any of the members have a thought on this?
Well, I attended the meeting with Chris, and for what we get for service, it's a lot of money. But for us to do it would be very expensive as well. So my feeling is at this point, let's go with Tier 3, costing about $30,000, at least we're covered. And then we look at it again next year. I think they're a bit unrealistic with some of the things they want. I don't agree with putting capital improvements into the facility. It's owned by Munson, not by Brimfield. We're not going to get any money back if they shut this down. So there are questions. There's things that need to be better fine-tuned. And what did we have, like 66 dog calls, I think it was last year?
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't a lot.
I forget the exact number.
Yeah, it was in that range. So,
You know what it is? You weren't prepared, and I don't expect you to.
No, I think in the last memo we got, I thought that was a number. They did send us something recently showing.
Yeah, last month.
Yeah, the number of
2 weeks
calls,
ago,
stuff like that. I
Yeah.
thought there was a total number.
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't a huge number, but there was a number. And I know there's a couple of things in there.
But I guess my question is, I know Chris just said, for this Tier 3, what are they giving us for hours versus what we have? I'm all about saving money, I get it to some degree, but you gotta save where you can. If you keep spending,
it's,
The only problem, and yeah, I agree, I'm a very conservative guy financially. And I will say this, if we were to try to do it ourselves, let's say that the board says, oh, this is too much, it's going up too high, it's going, whatever. We've decided that we want to try to just do it ourselves or something. You'll actually end up paying more, because then you'll have one town paying somebody's salary, plus the insurance, plus, what are you going to do? Where are you going to store the animals? Where are you going to, so it's a lot more than just saying it's too much and we'll do something else. Right now, we're not in a position to do that. So I think our only question at this point is which one of these 3 options do we want to go with? We have Mitch's recommendation for option 3. And again, we had, we're guessing about 66 calls, I guess, last year. As of, go ahead.
I tend to agree with Rich's recommendation of going with Tier 3. Just, let's start low, let's see if we got per diem spot more hours needed.
Yep.
But to go off, Tier 3 just seems like the way to go.
Okay.
I would agree.
I agree too. all right, well, we think, Tom?
We good? You there?
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Do you, what's your thought on that? Tier 3?
Yep.
Okay, wait, hold on. Chris?
I just want to make the point that Tier 3 maintains the current level of services, it's not a reduction.
Right.
in services.
Did you all hear that, Tom? Did you hear that?
No,
Tier 3 maintains the level of service we have now. There's no reduction or anything. We still get the same service we're getting today.
yeah, and just can you clarify one more time about the cost? That's how much, what's the difference between that cost and the cost of paying now?
Well, it's about 6,000 more. We're paying, it's going to be around $30,000 for the year. Okay?
Has the finance committee looked at that at all?
It hasn't gone to them yet. No. We haven't had a budget put in place.
Yeah.
This will be done Friday. They're supposed to discuss all the towns and vote on it. So at that point, we'll know what our budget is.
Just for clarification, so Tom, Crystal here, it's $28,238.58. Enough at 30 close, just so everybody out there.
Yeah, okay, yeah, no, that's good.
Well, with that, I would make a motion that we accept approve the tier 3 budget.
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor?
And the lock.
Stewart, aye.
Raise your eye.
Kelly, aye. Okay, that's it. We'll go that route then. Thank you all for that. Okay, next we have the reserve fund transfer request for $25,000, and that's for the legal expenses. So there's not really a decision to be made here.
Well, no, I understand that, but like, I mean, do we have like a list of why it's costing us $25,000? I mean, that seems like an awful lot of money. I know lawyers aren't cheap anymore, but I mean, I don't know if I don't know if we have a choice, but I'm not really in favor without a list of why, what, is there three things that is costing us 25? Are there 10 things? Are there a dozen things? I think as board members and for town people that are paying the tax money, I think we need a list. I think this should be tabled until 2 more weeks. I just don't think it should be voted on, in my opinion, until I have a list and see why this came up to $25,000. So that's my feeling.
Okay.
Chris, can you address that? I know that you want.
I can speak to calendar 2025 without having to pull together everything from the invoices for fiscal 26. Because we saw such an increase this year, the annual report submitted by the attorneys detailed the vast majority of matters that they addressed.
But I mean, not to stop people like you have that, but we didn't get that. As board members that are on this board, we should get this. This should be all given to us, and this should be tabled until 2 more weeks if it's possible. And that way we can read everything in there personally. That's just my feeling. I'm sorry if it's all blunt, but I just think
fair.
that just
I think it's
the
fair.
rate on $25,000, it's like, well, I need a check for $50,000. Can I get that by next week too?
No, I would agree. I would like to see a rundown of where this money is going.
Okay.
So that's 2 motions.
All right,
That's
I'm
just my
making an
feeling.
executive decision that we're going to table this. We'll get that information together. Okay. Next up, we have Canon invoice for the Board of Health printer. Rich, you want to speak to that? I know you were up here involved in this and that.
So this was the printer that was approved as part of buying out the copier. However, it was never determined what account that would be paid from, whether Board of Health expense, Town Hall expense, or a combination of the two. The vast majority of it is the offset of buying the copier with an add-on. But just before this got processed, printer was $937.70. The copier buyout was $2,100, but dropped to $1,400 with the add-on of the printer.
I guess my only question is, so we buy it, and now they service it with that, so if it breaks, we're responsible to hire somebody independently to fix this?
This is serviced, the copier is now,
Some of them are pretty expensive.
So we ran through the current lease for the copier. If it lasts, I think, a year and a half is the point at which the buyout is more cost effective than the lease or renewing the lease.
You've been here a little while now, have you had a lot of problems with the printer? I mean, you guys did a lot of
Not really.
Yeah, I get a sense that we didn't get a lot of problems with this machine, you know?
I'm just curious, you know, for me, you know, so I'm just curious, you know, is it, we're weighing out an option. I like owning something, but then sometimes it's not worth it sometimes because then we're going to, okay, yeah, we bought it out for $1,400. And now it's going to cost us $2,000 to fix it.
No worries for another 2,000 to get the extended warranty.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm just more curious for myself on that.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Just curious.
So essentially, we would just vote for whose budget this would come out of. And
Town hall maintenance, I would think. You know what's in there?
Town hall expense, I did pull that before I left. Town hall expense has $86.74 remaining, and Board of Health has,
Who uses it for?
Pull that in the room.
Well, it's kind of like the animal control. Board of Health uses it more?
Well, you know what, I would say this, I wouldn't worry about what the Board of Health has, because honestly, I think, you know, we'd like to jump it on that, just to take it out of the town hall expense, right? You guys okay with that, Tom and Crystal?
I am.
I just have some probably, I just have other questions. So we're here talking about one printer at the town hall and very new supported health printer. How many printers are in the town hall? And if we buy this printer, then will we have another request for another printer next month or next, 2 weeks from now because the board of health got a printer? So I'm thinking like just from the broader perspective here, like don't we have some kind of a management process at the town hall for things like this?
how many copiers do we have?
I think the printer that we're talking about, we keep saying the Board of Health, it's really meaning it's outside the Board of Health office. Wait, I may be wrong about that.
it's in the Board of Health office. This is when the board voted to go with the buyout and looked into the purchase add-on. Board of Health were the only department that had said that they had need for a new printer, copier, fax machine.
All right. I'm tracking. And then that printer outside of the Board of Health office is a printer that others can
Yeah, we
We
said,
voted on buying it rather than leasing it.
yes.
Yeah.
Like when Chris prints stuff, he sends it down to that printer, so the other offices use that.
Yeah, all right. I'm tracking.
Okay.
I got it.
All right, so I guess the only decision is, we want to just take it out of the town hall maintenance account, I think we should.
I agree.
Okay?
Can we just expand that and like have a maybe approve it right now?
Yeah, definitely.
With a or vote on it now, which I'm voting that we do it. But I just think, if you're talking to the finance committee about what account it comes out of, or is that something we really have to decide tonight?
Yeah, no, we can do that.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that.
Tom asked about, do we need to have the finance committee decide whose account it comes over? And my personal answer is no, that's something we decide. Yeah.
Right, I agree.
You know?
I just like their input though.
Okay, so Tom, do you want to make yours a motion?
Sure. So I move that we make the purchase of the Canon printer, the one that sits outside the Board of Health, for about $937.70.
Correct.
And that we consult with the finance committee on what account that comes from, but we present to them our recommendation that it comes out of, what is it, the town hall account?
All maintenance budget.
Well, okay, the finance committee's role in this is to put the money in there at the beginning of each fiscal year. Once it's in there, the management of that day-to-day falls to this board. That's why I did a little bit of pushback on that part of it, because it's really, you know what I mean? Like, they make the decision, what do we support at the town meeting to go into these budgets, okay? And that's where their role begins and ends, actually. No disrespect to them, but that's just not, yeah, it's no disrespect to them, it's just, that's, you know, that's how the system works, that's all.
Just to clarify, the total budget is our budget.
Right.
It's not the finance.
Right.
It's-
Do you want to restate it then?
If you don't mind.
I move that we purchase the Canon printer that sits outside the Board of Health office in the amount of $937.70 to come out of the town hall account.
I'll second that.
It's inside.
Yeah, we're just gonna modify that when we print that up to say inside the office. The outside is when everybody else uses it.
Okay?
Okay? All
Got
right.
it. Yeah, I concur.
Okay. All right, so all in favor?
McGuire, aye.
Randall, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Frazier, aye.
Kelly, aye. Thank you all for that. Okay, next we have the town hall lift. Talking about the elevator, the lift elevator in the town hall. We've had people over there working on that, and in order for us to move forward, if we have any hopes of opening an office or two or whatever we think we can over there, after the windows have been addressed, this has to be functioning or else nobody's going in there. So now we just need to make a decision to approve that.
Personally, I think this is a no-brainer,
Yeah.
especially with what we have coming, our way on the annex.
Yeah.
That link is the last thing besides the windows that we need to get done in accordance for the building commissioner to get in that building. So I think we just need to go forward to prove that.
I couldn't agree more with you, Crystal. Yes, it is a no-brainer, we have to do it, so. Any other comments or thoughts on it? Okay, I don't hear any, so Gail, if you do have it or I missed it. Otherwise, I'll take a motion on that, please.
I'll make a motion that we pay the bill to Gardenia USA Incorporated for the total of $2,230.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Just to be clear, we're trying to get in that building before our eyes.
Yes, we are.
I agree, Randall, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Frazier, aye.
Kelly, aye. Thank you very much. Okay, next up, hey, has everybody, what?
It's placard inspection.
Say again?
To placard removal inspection proposal needs to be approved. After they think that settle that.
Yes, I think they do. And when are they doing that?
I don't know if they came and worked on the lift without prior reaching out, so,
I wonder what they say if we said no.
They're eager.
They have to come and inspect.
Well, all right.
But
So rather than just saying, yes, we're gonna, let's get them to tell us a little bit more about that. I know it's not a big deal, but we're setting a dangerous precedent, just let people do what they want to do, and just pay them, right?
So that what was excluded the inspection?
Say that again?
So that quote that we were just talking about, that excluded the inspection? Or
I think he looked at it. I'm pretty sure he signed off.
Is there
on
a
it.
charge for the inspection, Chris?
Yes, it's 1648. The
Yeah, this-
invoice was the part that had been previously approved that they needed to come repair. And they, while they were here, replaced something else and then invoiced us for it afterwards for $11.50.
All right, so we need to have better communication with that particular company. I know, Chris, I know that doesn't fall on you, well, it does fall on you, but it wasn't your fault. If, they should be calling, whether it's, or whether it's Paul or you or somebody to see this, so we know exactly what's going on.
Well, maybe we could have the guy who's responsible for signing off on it look at it. No.
Oh, yeah, that's true, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Somebody's gonna be working with that company.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we're all in agreement that we want it done.
Yep.
We just want to, just we're not, going through the ringer.
Agreed. All right, so we'll hold that until we get more information on that. Okay, so now going to the select, we want to select the annual town report cover image. Crystal, have you seen the options?
I have. I do have a favorite.
All right, hold on. I'm glad to hear that. Tom, do you have a favorite?
I've seen them, and I like the one around the monument.
With all-
What the soldiers looks like.
I
Okay.
agree.
Oh, well then, this will be quick. All right, all in favor? Because we also, that's what we want.
Or you
Why is that what everybody else
Yeah,
thinks?
I think so. I don't know for sure because we couldn't actually poll the three of us here because it's a quorum, but now that we've taken it to a vote, I noticed that others have that picture in front of them, so I'm assuming that that's why.
So
So,
I would just say, Chris, I think that's a great picture. It has to be cropped just a little bit to be centered, but I think that's an amazing picture.
yeah, that's a great picture. All right, well, somebody make a motion and we'll make that official then.
I'll make a motion to accept the monument picture with all the soldiers around it for the annual town warrant. Yeah, for the cover for the annual town warrant.
Okay, and Crystal seconded that? Okay, good. I hope I didn't jump the gun, I thought you said that. What's that? Report.
That's not true.
Okay, all in favor?
Fire eye.
Vandal, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Raise your eye.
Kelly, aye. Good decision on everybody's part here, that's a great picture. Yeah. It's nice that we all came to that independently.
And thank you, Chris, for kind of doing a little bit of research on that. Appreciate that.
Yeah, it was kind of sad that we didn't get any pictures from the students.
Yeah, kids are busy.
All right, last on the agenda, we have a 2026 flea market owner-operator license, Brimfield Antique Shows LLC. Brimfield Antique Shows LLC.
It's,
Gonna be, that's the honor of the building.
it's curtains.
Oh, please, all right, okay, all right, that makes sense. Okay, and as, I don't say this for everyone, but just as a reminder, once these make it onto the agenda for approval, all the sign-offs have occurred, and we've got everything we need on them, okay? So if somebody would like to make a motion to approve that?
I'll make a motion to approve the 2026 flea market owner-operator's license for Brimfield Antique Shows LLC.
I second it.
Okay? All in favor?
Fire eye.
Vandal, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Raise your eye.
Kelly, aye. Thank you all. That is now approved, and I'm more than happy to take a motion. Best one of the night.
Well, can I just say one thing so I can
Yeah.
have peace with myself?
Of course.
Are we gonna get back on here? I know you're not in favor 100%, probably 120, but public access.
That is something,
I just,
yeah, no,
it's
that
old
is-
business, we talked about it before, it's not on here,
Yeah.
but I do have
Yeah.
the legal right to bring it up.
Yes,
but
you-
I still want it
Yeah, you know,
I still want it to be on here.
you do,
That's why we picked that picture, because those shoulders are what got us here. I still think that we need public access to people to speak, so.
I'll put something together on that. I will, and you don't need the legal right to say, you have a right as a member of the board to say,
Right.
and as a citizen of the town, so. I'm
make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Vandal, aye.
Stewart, aye.
Fraser, aye.
Billy, we are adjourned. Thank you for calling in. Appreciate it.
Have a good night, gentlemen.
Yeah, you guys too. Enjoy.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Aye.
You guys have to look into another meeting or no?
No.
No, that's good.
To Brookfield Select Board, Tuesday, March 10th. Please rise to say the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, I guess we don't have any warrants this week. Since we've got 5 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and take stuff out of orders.
Everything else in the minutes will be, live streamed in video.
Okay, yep, I appreciate it. You didn't put it on there?
Yeah.
Great. Just so that everyone is aware, this meeting is being both recorded and live streamed via video.
It is not live streaming tonight.
Oh, it's not live streaming?
okay.
No.
Okay,
Jake said he was not able to set that up in time today, but we are recording it and it will
Okay.
be posted later.
all right. Apologies. We are not being live streamed. We are being recorded and it will be posted post-meeting. Okay. Since we've got a couple minutes, let's take them out of order. So I wanted to open with a discussion on allowing public bodies to provide remote meeting access to the general public at their discretion. So Sarah, did you have anything that you wanted to share regarding your opinions on this?
No, I think it's a good idea. If they want to do it and Steve's willing to do it, then we should.
Yeah, okay, so, I mean, I'm aligned on that. I feel that it's really the purview of the chair of the independent boards to decide what level of remote access or digital access that they want to provide to the citizens. If they have the technical proficiency or can work with Jacob in order to figure it out, then I think it's overall good. So, can I get a motion?
I do just want to say
Yep.
one thing first, that I don't want there to be an expectation that it to continue if Steve were to quit. There's no expectation that for it to continue, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
I think
It
all.
could change at any time.
Right, I think basically, and I think we control that with the motion, Sarah. If you want, I can make the motion in a way that makes that clear, or if you want to try to make the motion, that's fine as well.
You can make the motion, that's fine.
Okay, so I move that we allow at committee or board chair discretion to provide remote meeting access to the general public. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? It has to be,
Aye.
yeah, it has to be roll call because you're remote, Sarah.
And I think Chris has his hand up too, before we vote.
Mr. Keller, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I did want to say something on this. I think that, that it's a good thing that this is being brought forward, but I think you guys should make it it should be either a mandatory thing or not at the discretion of the board. The boards you have authority over, you say that this is going to be something that we're going to put into place. We all know that the Commonwealth is moving in the direction that all public meetings have to be recorded, so why not get ahead of that? And I'll just tell you right now that this is already going to be a citizen's warrant onto the next town meeting, that certain boards actually record their meetings. And the concern I have is that the way that the boards go right now on the direction to say, this is not going to be a forever thing, I think that's going to, raise some issues, especially with persons with disabilities who are making accommodations to say, okay, I don't need to make an accommodation for this board anymore because they're going to start recording, they're going to do it all the time. And now we're saying, that's not going to be, it could stop at any time. So I think that's going to set up a possibility of, a failure. And I can already tell you that I already know at least two people that want to participate in local government one through disability, and they do not want to ask for accommodations because they do not want to go through, there's no better word for it, the hell that I went through to get my accommodations. And I think this would be a cure for that. So I think the select board should say, that this is something that we want to see, even maybe do it in phases. We'll do it as, we're going to do for the next 6 months as suggested, but we're going to transition to this is going to be a permanent thing, that these boards are going to have Teams access, whether they're going to be video recorded or live stream or a combination of all three. But I think that, like I said at the beginning, the Commonwealth is moving in this direction, so why not get ahead of it and just record the meetings or have the Teams access as a mandatory item? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Keller. We're not really obligated to respond. I do want to make a statement, though, is I don't know that all of our boards currently have the technological capability or the interest in, on a standard basis, providing remote access to the full public. And I want to give, you're talking about leaning forward, and I think we also need to consider training and accommodation of the people who are on our boards, and I want them to feel empowered to be able to make the decision for their own boards about how they conduct it until such time as it's mandated. It'll give us some time to allow some early adopters to learn the systems and the processes, maybe get some standard work written, and make it easier for people who aren't as technologically literate. So I want to respect kind of all the parties in this. So we've got a motion and a second. All in favor? Oh, I'm sorry. Did you come on up?
Yeah, Campbell, I.
Hold on, Sarah. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
sorry,
We
Steve.
we had one more hand up in the room. So
Yeah, Steve Carmen, 57A Molasses Hill. I put this on the agenda because I did get a request from a resident who would like to attend a Conservation Commission meeting. They do not have ADA accommodation requirements. As a town, we are still required to provide ADA accommodations across the board, and the Communications Committee has been working with
Right, it's not gonna
Jacob to
change.
provide documentation for how to host the Teams meeting. So we're working in that direction. But just to, in favor of Chris's idea, I would like to move toward the direction of removing that barrier of requesting remote meeting access for anybody across the board. And in my capacity as chair on Conservation Commission, I've been hosting Teams meetings anyway, because we have members who attend remotely often too. So I think this would be a good way to start this transition, see how it works. We could just post the Teams meeting invite link directly on the agenda, and those who want to attend the meeting have immediate capacity to do so. There are some caveats to that by open meeting law, if the meeting gets interrupted in a technical capacity, we have to stop the meeting and make sure that any remote attendees have full access to the meeting. There's also a potential staffing burden to open it up across the board. And I think you alluded to that too, Beth.
Right.
So I'm okay to do it at this path, and once we get some documentation down, perhaps other members of boards would be okay with serving their boards with this public remote access by default. But thank you for entertaining the suggestion.
great, thank you. Okay, so are any other requests for comment? Okay, great. All in favor?
Campbell, I.
Coughlin, aye. All right, so it's now, according to my watch, 7:09, and so we'll commence with the poll hearing.
Good evening. My name is Lane Martinez, Open National Grid.
Hold on just a moment.
Sorry.
Procedurally, do I need to get a vote to open the hearing, the public hearing?
I guess you could.
Can I get a motion to open the public hearing, Sarah?
So moved.
Second, all in favor? Aye.
Campbell, I.
Coughlin, aye.
Good evening. My name is Lane Martinez, Open National Grid. We were looking to install pole 5 TAC 84 on Molasses Hill Road so that we can provide as a stub pole to anchor pole 5 because we're moving power into 6 Molasses Hill. right there.
Okay. You didn't happen to bring a drawing with you, did you?
I did not, I was told you were provided with them.
You have, what you do is you have, it's in your
I
packet.
didn't see
Yep, it is.
one
It's
come
in your
through.
packet. It's not, it's very vague. That's why.
Oh, okay, so they
none of
provide,
us
no,
really-
this is fine.
Okay.
No, this is all we usually get. I was
Yep,
just
that's
looking
all
for
you get,
this.
yep.
My apologies. Okay. Excuse me. Okay.
I just have one question for him.
Okay, go right ahead.
It's an additional pole, correct? It's not replacing a pole?
Correct, it is an additional pole.
Okay, that was my other question.
Okay, any additional questions? All right, can I get a motion to approve the poll proposed at, let's see here. The Molasses Hill Road, oh, let's see here. New stub pole 5-84.
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Campbell, I.
Coughlin, aye. Right, that's all that we have for agenda. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll sign here.
You can sign, Sarah can sign, I talked to Mike, Sarah can sign tomorrow morning.
Okay,
And then Mike will.
great. I do want to,
I'll send it tomorrow morning.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Sarah.
great, thank you, Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you.
Just real quick, I know you want to like vote and run, and that's fine. I'll send a note about agenda items because there's some that I think need to come back on.
Yeah.
I think we need to talk about the town administrator goals. I know that Rich said that the ones I had were too high level, but I just want to bring the same thing back and describe how I would see them used. And then if Sarah and Rich have some more specific goals, then let's just talk about them instead of just throwing the baby out with the bathwater. I think we just need to have the conversation, right?
There's a
We-
lot of things
we-
in the bullpen.
Well, we talked at highway administrator hours somewhat last meeting. I think we may need to do a follow-up about, from a budgeting perspective. Do we have even a draft budget that we can go over whether it's joint with the
Yeah, we have-
advisory or
I
not?
have
Because
a-
I haven't seen anything come through via email.
Well, Laurie sent it. Laurie sent it off 3 weeks ago. I don't have a new one, no. I only have
Okay.
the one that she initially did, and I
But
haven't
if
had
that,
the
if
new
that's a
one.
live link, that's fine. I just want to make
I
sure.
don't know if it is. I can, before you leave tonight, I can show you, give you a copy of what we've been working off of.
Okay. And then, excuse me. That tip-top request to use the town hall, I think it came in within 48 hours. I generally support those. I don't know if we need to vote it or,
I was actually gonna put, that's for 4/28, so I was actually gonna put that on the next agenda.
okay.
I
All
mean,
right,
if
so
you wanna-
that,
If you wanna vote it now, you can go ahead, we can get it off the list. I think
Sarah, do you
Sarah's
want,
fine.
Sarah, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. Do you want to just vote the town hall use? Because I think that came in within 48 hours, just to get it out of the backlog. And
Sure.
I don't think we've ever denied a group using it,
Yeah.
so.
As
all
long
right.
as I talked to Connie, she said that you would probably help her out with
Opening,
unlocking it,
yep,
opening, closing it.
yep, I'll take care of it. So Sarah, do you want to give me a motion for that?
Motion to approve Tip Top to use the town hall.
Second, all in favor?
Campbell, I.
Coughlin, aye. And I just want to add to the bullpen, I want to talk about the annual town report, who we dedicate it to, because I don't think we ever
We
had.
don't do dedications anymore because there was an issue last time. I'll talk to you about it off camera.
Okay.
So we did, yeah.
All right, because I've had a couple of recommendations. I didn't know if we were,
I don't know. In
Okay.
all honesty, I don't know if I have even time to do it this year because I'm so swamped, so.
okay. if you're that swamped, then we need to figure out how we're going to do it.
Yeah, we'll see what's going on here, is now that we have
Well, I
Bob
mean,
here.
we do have an all boards clerk. One of the things I'd like to get into the bullpen is talking about where we're gonna put all boards clerk and Board of Health clerk. My understanding is that no one's using the old town administrator space. That might be a good joint office up there. I know we'd like to keep everyone down here, but we really don't have enough space for all the positions at this point. So, but if we can put that on the next agenda, that would be great. And I think that's it. So can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second, all in favor?
Campbell, aye.
Coughlin, aye.
I was like, I was observing. You're in the room.